The Trump administration's defiance of a federal judge's order halting the deportation of hundreds of suspected Venezuelan gang members has ignited a firestorm of controversy. On Monday, the administration appeared before Judge Boasberg, offering a perplexing justification for its actions. The judge's verbal instruction, while explicit, lacked the formal written articulation required to trigger their compliance. This explanation, however, rings hollow in the face of the 3 flights that successfully deported hundreds of individuals to El Salvador, even after the judge's verbal directive. The sequence of events unfolds as a stark illustration of executive branch disregard for judicial authority. Judge Boasberg, concerned about the due process rights of these suspected gang members, issued a clear and unambiguous verbal order to halt all deportation flights. This instruction, given during a tense hearing, was intended to immediately prevent the further displacement of individuals facing potentially wrongful deportation. The administration, however, chose to interpret this verbal order as non-binding, a technicality conveniently exploited to continue its deportation operation. 2 flights departed before Judge Boasberg could finalize his written order, a blatant disregard for the spirit, if not the letter, of the law. A 3rd flight, defying the now-issued written order, took off in its wake. All 3 flights landed in El Salvador, delivering their human cargo to a high-security prison, effectively rendering the judge's intervention a mere formality. This brazen disregard for a court order raises serious concerns about the administration's commitment to upholding the rule of law and the fundamental rights of individuals within its jurisdiction. The administration's defense hinges on a narrow, technical interpretation of judicial procedure. They argue that only a formally written order carries the weight of legal enforceability, conveniently ignoring the clear intent and immediate urgency communicated in the judge's verbal instructions. This argument exposes a disturbing tendency to prioritize procedural technicalities over substantive justice, a prioritization that effectively allows the executive branch to circumvent judicial oversight. The implications of this incident extend far beyond the immediate fate of the deported individuals. It serves as a cautionary tale regarding the balance of power between the judiciary and the executive, highlighting the potential for executive overreach when procedural loopholes are exploited. The administration's actions challenge the fundamental principle of judicial authority, undermining the very foundation of a just and equitable legal system. The brazen disregard for the judge's instructions, even after the written order was issued, paints a picture of an administration that prioritizes its own agenda over the rule of law, a troubling precedent with potentially far-reaching consequences. The debate now centers not just on the fate of the deportees, but on the broader question of executive accountability and the integrity of the judicial process itself. The administration's actions demand a thorough investigation and a clear affirmation of the judiciary's role in upholding the principles of justice and due process.